do his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Launch procedure complete.
What's up guys, it's Widgeon TV here. In our last video, we explored the White Springs bunker for the very first time. We met Modus, the multi-operational directions and utility system. It told us about the secret society called the Enclave. In order to join, we had to run a few errands for this AI, including reconnecting the White Springs bunker to an Enclave satellite called the Kovac Muldoon. At the end of that video, we were instructed to earn commendation credits by killing high-level legendary enemies or completing Enclave-related events in order to become general in the US Army. That's where we pick up in this video. After earning 10 commendation credits and becoming the US Army's newest general, we finished the Officer on Deck quest. That rewards us with a few items, XP, and a legendary armor piece called the Last Bastion. After quest completion, we're instructed to return to the White Springs bunker and again talk to Modus.
Welcome, General, to the Command Center. This space served many purposes. Armory, archives, education center. But its most critical role was its connection to the local nuclear missiles. A short training regimen was added to help new generals familiarize themselves with the nukes, their capabilities, and their dangers. If you wish to acquaint yourself with their intricacies, you're welcome to approach the posters against the wall. If you'd rather jump right in, you may speak to any of our command terminals to move on to the next step in your personal nuclear arms race.
It looks like everything we need to know about launching Appalachia's nukes is reduced to these 4 posters. Let's give them a listen.
Greetings, General. Welcome to your nuclear launch training session. Over the course of the next 4 posters, you'll be taught everything you need to know about utilizing the Appalachian automated launch system. During your briefing, you should have been issued a nuclear keycard. During an actual launch, you will need to insert the card into the designated slot before entering your launch code, at which point the key card will be consumed. Additional card drops will be brought in by automated convoy should the DEFCON rating continue to worsen. You may speak to your logistics officer as to the location of the pickup for your additional cards, should the circumstances arise.
And oh, have they arisen. This DEFCON rating the General speaks of has been pegged at its maximum for some time now, due to the hazardousness unleashed by our earlier guests. The silver lining of this is that one can often find a keycard convoy en route somewhere in Appalachia. We're happy to use our restored surveillance tools to help you track them. Access any of the surveillance system terminals to initiate your hunt.
So it sounds like in order to launch, we're going to need a nuclear keycard. We can head over to this terminal and activate a search for a nuclear keycard convoy. Using the Kovac Muldoon satellite we helped reconnect earlier, Modus can mark its location on our map. For me, the convoy was located around the top of the world ski resort. These drones are pretty difficult to shoot down by yourself, especially if it's supported by vertibots, which it normally is. But it's certainly possible if you're persistent like I had to be. In the dropped crate, we can find some supplies, along with the nuclear keycard that we need.
Unauthorized access of secure transport container. Starting self-destruct countdown under dropkick protocol.
Returning to the bunker, we can check out the next poster.
To prevent misuse of Appalachia's automated missile silos, security measures for the region's nuclear arsenal have been increased well beyond any of our existing standards. Each silo has its own 8-digit launch code, which is valid for a single week. These codes are broken into 8 individual number-letter pairs, each carried by a designated officer who is under strict orders to guard their code piece with their life. The order of numbers has been encrypted using a series of methods to prevent improper deployment. The bunker staff of specially trained code decryptors will provide the officer core with the code when it is renewed each week.
With the decryptors deceased, it falls to you and your compatriots to crack each week's codes. We would suggest starting your hunt with the archives on this floor. All the remaining information we have on the nature of the codes is stored there. And if you'd rather get busy collecting code pieces, simply step over to the surveillance terminals. That, at least, we can help you with.
So now you, as a player, have to decide between two options. The first option is to head over to this terminal and request it to locate the first of 8 code pieces you're going to need to find in order to launch the nukes. After picking up the first one, you hear from Modus.
Ah, you've acquired your code piece. We mean sincerely that the officer is almost certainly now in a better place. If you require additional code pieces, please return to the White Spring, and we can aid you in finding the next. If this was your last, well, we look forward to seeing the fireworks.
Like I said, you have to do this 8 times in total if you're going to do it solo. This task can easily cost a couple hundred caps from fast traveling everywhere, so keep that in mind. Then, you as a player will have to boot up your computer or phone, look up how to decipher launch codes in Fallout 76, find my video that I posted at the same time as this video that explains exactly how to do this, plug your numbers into the algorithm, forget how the English alphabet works, and do a little bit of math, and then pray you did it right, because if you didn't, you will lose any progress you made in the high-level silo, and have to reacquire a nuclear keycard. Like I said, I have another video where I do exactly that if you want to learn how to do it. But there is also another option. Because the code word is the same for everyone, you can just look it up. It only takes a few seconds, and as long as you make sure the code you find is up to date, you should have no worries that it isn't going to work. Regardless of what you do, you now have the launch codes. Let's continue to the next poster.
The missile silos of Appalachia are equipped with an advanced robotic construction system, allowing them to rapidly rebuild their arsenals in a matter of hours. The silos themselves are defended by a robotic task force and staffed with a contingent of special clearance human missileers. Security protocols require all silo entrants, regardless of rank, be escorted by a missileer at all times. Entering a silo without escort will be treated as a hostile act.
Said missileers are almost guaranteed dead. You will need to soldier on through the silos without them. We recommend bringing friends.
So heading over to Site Alpha, we can find a very unassuming shack. Inside we can find an elevator that looks very out of place, and a holotape by the Overseer about Site Alpha.
Overseer's log, Missile Silo Alpha. No one's here. Not even any military survivors. It might be for the best. I don't think Vault-Tec asserting jurisdiction over the nukes would have gone over well. But also means I'm locked out. Access is restricted to the highest-ranking officers. It's not going to be easy to fool. If we can't secure these sites... My God. The automated factory in the silo? Just how many nukes can it make?
Now getting through Site Alpha is for a whole different video. It is both complex and rich of lore, so I'm excited to cover it. For now though, we will skip to the launch room. You are instructed to protect some funny looking launch assistants. After completing that, you are free to activate the launch computer. Here is what it says.
Access denied. Please insert nuclear keycard in the designated receptacle.
So we are now to insert the nuclear keycard.
Keycard accepted. Keypad access granted.
Now let's head over to the launch code input pad and enter the launch code we got earlier.
Access granted.
Now it's time to pick your ground zero. Every Fisher site will have a different abundance of high-level resources, and if you hit Fisher Site Prime, it will start an event called Scorched Earth. This event gives you some of the best gear in the game if completed. For me, I chose the one near my settlement. It gives you about a 3-minute timer allowing you to fast travel out of the silo and set yourself atop a hill so you can watch the show. When the nuke finally arrives, it completes the quest, I am become death. But wait, we still have one more poster. I will play the audio over me running.
Due to the region's advanced missile installations, there is a high chance of a retaliatory nuclear strike touching down somewhere in Appalachia. The intense radiation released by such a blast can have devastating effects on the local flora and fauna, mutating them into hideous monstrosities fit only for a quick death.
As mentioned, our evidence suggests just the opposite. The material samples our previous residents collected after the initial nuclear exchange are impressive things. Versatile and volatile, but with proper stabilization, their uses are many. The region's fissures appear particularly intriguing as targets for transformation.
So it sounds like the Enclave was experimenting on radioactive materials right after the first nukes fell on the United States. Some of the materials are even required to make some of the things like the Enclave orbital strike grenade and some of the power armors. Minerals like ultracite may even be the cause of the Scorched Plague, but that's for a different video. Alright guys, that's all I have on the I Am Become Death quest. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel. Also, if you've made it this far in the video, consider joining my channel's membership. You get a cool little Mothman or Flatwoods Monster symbol next to your name when you comment, and it goes a long way in supporting my channel, so thank you. Also consider following me on Twitter. It's the best place for me to keep in contact with you guys. But anyway, this has been Widgeon TV. Thanks for watching, guys.